The fifth chapter, Karma Sannyas Yoga. Fifth chapter is Karma Sannyas Yoga, Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. Sannyas means action in Krishna consciousness. Satnyasa, in the search of absolute truth, giving up all the material propensities. Now we know in second chapter, 7th verse, third chapter, 2nd verse. I told you when we come to chapter, you should remember. The question asked, the confusion is like, it is, when you say positive, relative, comparative, you do what you do, good, better, best, like that you do the comparison. Like that. Yashre yasyat nishchitam bruhi tanme. That was there in second chapter, 7th verse. Yashre yasyat nishchitam bruhi tanme. Please tell what is good for me. Nishchitam, definitely. Now, third chapter, 2nd verse, if you see what has been told. Open third chapter, 2nd verse. What has been told? Tadekam vadanishchityah. Yena shreyo hamapnam. One thing which is good for me. Not two things. You're talking two things. Vyamishrena eva vakyena. Tad ekam shreyah. Nishchitam. What has been told? Please tell tad ekam shreyam nishchitam. Tad ekam shreyah. Vada nishchitya. Please tell what is one thing which is good for me. Now, again in third chapter, 17th verse and fourth chapter, 42nd verse, Krishna is completely confused, Arjuna. Krishna is not confusing, but Arjuna is confused. In third chapter, 17th verse, Krishna says, for a self-realized soul, there is no work. Yastvatmarati vasyat atmatapchamanam. What has been told? Third chapter, 17th verse, open. For him, there is no work. Yastvatmarati vasyat atmatapchamanam atmanyevacha santushta tasya karyam na vidyate. There is no work. Arjuna thought, yes, I am self-realized. I have no work. Then 42nd verse, Krishna says, Chitvainam samshayam yogam attishto tishta bharata. Get up, fight. What is this? Again, two things. So now he says, oh Lord, do one thing. One thing which is good for me, and that too you tell very definitely. Etayorekam, one thing. Shreya etayorekam. But how? Bruhi, tanme bruhi, sunishchitam. Now in that nishchitam, su has been added. That means you first become definite. Please definitely tell me, sunishchitam. Now in the previous first, in the second chapter, 7th verse, it is not ekam or su. But it went on. In third chapter, 2nd verse, one thing which is good for me. Now in 5th chapter, 2nd verse, one thing which is good for me, but you first definitely tell me. You first become definite. That means you confidently tell me what is good for me. Okay. Nishchitam. So in this way, Arjuna says, Arjuna vacha sannyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha shamsasi yashreya etayorekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. Arjuna vacha sannyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha shamsasi yashreya etayorekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. You are praising renunciation also, at the same time you are saying engage yourself in the work. Now what should I do? Punaryogam, you are saying that also you do. You are praising both the things. In one place you are saying tasya karyam na vidyate, is completely renounced for a person who is self-realized. Another place you are saying perform karma yoga. Now what should I do? Should I perform karma yoga or should I renounce? So that is why one thing, you tell only one thing, not two things. And how? more definitely. Okay. Okay, Aditya, read.
Hare Krishna. Arjuna Uvacha Sanyasam Karmanam Krishna Punaryogam Cha Samshasi Yashreya Etayorekam Tanme Bruhi Sunishritam. Translation. Arjuna said, O Krishna, first of all you asked me to renounce work, and then again you recommend work with devotion. Now will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? Purport. In this fifth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that work in devotional service is better than dry mental speculation. Devotional service is easier than the latter because being transcendental in nature, it frees one from reaction. In the second chapter, preliminary knowledge of the soul and its entanglement in the material body were explained. How to get out of this material engagement by Buddhi Yoga or devotional service was also explained therein. In the third chapter, it was explained that a person who is situated on the platform of knowledge no longer has any duties to perform. And in the fourth chapter, the Lord told Arjuna that all kinds of sacrificial work culminate in knowledge. However, at the end of the fourth chapter, the Lord advised Arjuna to wake up and fight, being situated in perfect knowledge. And therefore, by simultaneously stressing the importance of both work in devotion and inaction in knowledge, Krishna has perplexed Arjuna and confused his determination. Arjuna understands that renunciation in knowledge involves cessation of all kinds of work performed as sense activities. But if one performs work in devotional service, then how is work stopped? In other words, he thinks that sannyas or renunciation in knowledge should be altogether free from all kinds of activity because work and renunciation appear to him to be incompatible. He appears not to have understood that work in full knowledge is non reactive and is therefore the same as inaction. He inquires, therefore, whether he should cease work altogether or work with full knowledge. Hare Krishna.
Actually, what Krishna wants to say, perform the work and renounce the reactions of the work. Arjuna is not able to understand. Krishna is not against performing the work. He wants everyone to perform the work. At the same time, renounce the fruits of the work. And that can be only done in devotional service. Where will he renounce? That is where sacrifice comes in picture. That sacrifice should be in knowledge. And sacrifice is done keeping Krishna in the center. Now, again, Krishna is explaining. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Sannyasa Karma Yogascha Nishreya Sakaravubhav Tayostu Karma Sannyasat Karma Yogo Vishishyate. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Sannyasa Karma Yogascha Nishreya Sakaravubhav Tayostu Karma Sannyasat Karma Yogo Vishishyate. Okay, there are two paths: renunciation, renounce the work, karma sannyas, or karma yoga. If we have this comparison, which is good, then karma yoga vishishyate. Karma yoga is better than karma sannyas. Is something known as karma sannyas, something known as Vaishnava sannyas. In Kali Yuga, sannyas is not recommended. 5 things are not recommended. Ashwamedham, Gavalambam, Sannyasam, Tailapatrakam. Tailapatrakam. Then, Devarena Sutotpatim. Kalau Panchavarjita. 5 things. Ashwamedha Yagya is not allowed. Gavalambam. Sacrificing cow is not allowed. Sannyas is not allowed. Palapaitrakam. That means offering non-vegetarian things to forefathers, not allowed. Marrying one's own devar is not allowed. When 5 things are not allowed, then why sannyas is there even in ISKCON? So that is Vaishnava sannyas. There's a lot of difference between karma sannyas and Vaishnava sannyas. Sannyas is only a 4th order. of ashrama. When you say karma sannyas, he gives up everything. He gives up all the karma kand activities. He gives up cooking. He should not light a fire. He should not cross the ocean. But when you say Vaishnava sannyas, it's only a fourth order. A child taking up devotional service, a grahastha taking up devotional service, a vanapasti taking up devotional service, brahmachari taking up devotional service. Everybody is actually sannyas only. He's a grahastha sannyasi. He's a Vaishnava sannyasi. He's a brahmachari sannyasi. That means he is in the search of absolute truth, giving up material propensities. He's not giving up the work. He's only giving up the results of the work. So just to have the fourth order, people generally, when fourth order is there, they have a lot of respect. Oh, sannyasi has come. So they have a lot of respect. But that doesn't mean that a grahastha is degraded. No. If you see Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is sannyasi. His father, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, grahastha. It doesn't matter for a devotee whether he's a grahastha, whether he's a sannyasi. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is Kamala Manjari. So it doesn't matter for a devotee he is in which ashram. But here, what Arjuna is understanding about sannyas is karma sannyas, giving up everything. In fact, if you see Vaishnava sannyas, they take a lot of responsibilities. They move around. They take more responsibilities. They can peacefully sit in one place. Like Srila Prabhupada could have sat in Radha Kund Chupchap in Damodar temple. Why did he go around the world and build 108 temples? One temple buildings managing itself is a big thing. Just imagine 108 temples that in the span of 12 years at the age of 70s, 80s. Not so easy to manage. And that too, with what type of people? Not Brahmins, not Indian bodies. At least Indian bodies, they know something about Dhupa, Deepa, something. Some foreign bodies who don't know anything. So managing with such type of people. In one place, when the altar was open, Prabhupada saw one place Krishna is there, one place Radharani is there. Beach में big gap is there. Prabhupada asked, why did you place Radha and Krishna? You told none. Ladies and gents should be separately seated. Just see. So, it's not so easy to maintain temple. And they were very innocent also. So Prabhupada had to teach from the scratch. Right from putting the bangles, right from wearing saris and dhotis, right from cooking. Just imagine 12 years of tapasya of Prabhupada. Today we have ISKCON all over the world. It's not so easy. Now we are breaking head with one temple. Just imagine. It's not so easy. So a Vaishnava sannyasi takes lot of responsibilities. Lot of responsibilities. Temple means many mouths to eat and hardly hands to work. All dependent on charity. There is no tree there to earn and give. At least in your house you have a tree, your husband or your son or somebody to work and give. To maintain 3 or 4 mouths, we take so much of anxiety. Just imagine. To feed so many people, how much anxiety a person has to take. So karma sannyas means giving up everything. Going in the forest, going in Himalayas, giving up everything. Vaishnava sannyas means taking up a lot of responsibilities. So sannyasi, grahastha sannyasi, brahmachari sannyasi, vanaprastha sannyasi. Everybody is a sannyasi only. Sattanyasa. Krishna says, instead of karma sannyas, it is better karma yoga. And karma yoga is followed by Vaishnava sannyasis. That can be in any order. Because when you say yoga, yoga refers to connection. Yunja. Yunja word is the Mula Dhatu word. So yoga means connection. This chapter has to be understood very nicely. Then the concept of sannyasis, because many times We feel, oh, he's a sannyasi, or this person is a grahastha. Both are Vaishnavas. Yes, in order, Vaishnava sannyasis are respected, yes. But that doesn't mean grahastha sannyasis are not respected. For Krishna, everybody is equal only. That is why when you do deity worship, this is the most important thing which you have to say. Naham vipro nacha narapatir napi vaishyo na shudro. Naham varni nacha grahapatir na vanasto yatirva. Kintu prodyan nikhila paramananda purna mutabder gopi bhartur padakamalayor das dasanudasa. We are just servant of the servants of the servants. Naham vipro. I am not a Brahmana. Nacha narapatir. I am not a Kshatriya. Naham vipro nacha narapatir. Na vanasto yatirva. Naham varni nacha grahapatir. Sorry. Naham vipro nacha narapatir. What happened? Suddenly I forgot. Naham vipro nacha narapatir. Na vaishya na shudra, like that comes. Just see that verse. Somebody has to remove that verse. Suddenly I went out. Any other meaning is I am not a Brahmana, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Vaishya, I am not a Shudra. Naham varni nacha narapatir na vanasto yatirva. Naham vipro nacha grahapatir. It is clear. Naham vipro nacha narapatir. Yeah, that is why I was confused. Napi vaishyo na shudra. Naham varni nacha grahapatir na vanasto yatirva. So I am not sannyasi. A sannyasi, if he says I am Tridandi sannyasi, that means he's identifying with the material bodily identification. So put this verse in the group and memorize this verse, because we have to chant this verse when the Shanka blows within our mind. So that pride of being a sannyasi or pride of being a grahastha, anything, any pride can come to anyone. Pride of being a Shudra also can come. Anybody can have any pride. The simple thing is, I am Dasadasanu Das. Okay. So Krishna says, Karma Yoga Vishishyate. This Karma Yoga refers to Vaishnava Sannyas. Simple. It can be any order. Don't get confused. It can be any order. It can be a Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, or a Sannyas. Because this word yoga means all activities are done for him. Okay. Goloka read.
Hare Krishna. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Sannyasaha Karma Yogascha Nihashreyasya Karavobhau Tayostu Karma Sannyasat Karma Yogo Vishishyate. The personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation. But of the two, work in devotion service is better than renunciation of work. Fruitive activities seeking sense gratification are cause for material bondage. As long as one is engaged in activities aimed at improving the standard of bodily comfort, one is sure to transmigrate to different types of bodies, thereby continuing material bondage perpetually. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.4 to 6 confirms this as follows. Nunam, why should I read it?
Nunam pramatha purute vikarma yad indriya pritaya apanoti nasadu manyi yata atmanoyam asannapi klesha asadeham parabhavasta vadabodhajato yavanna jigyasata atmatattvam yavat kriyastavat idam manovai karmatmakam yena sharirabandham evam mana karma vasham prayukte Avidyatmanya upadhiyamane Pritirna yavanmai vasudeve namuchyate deha yogena tavat. I'll explain this verse. Who is a mad person? What is the topic? Who is a mad person? Pramattaha. Nunam pramattaha kurute vikarma. The mad person is one who is too much behind sense gratification. Yad indriya pritaya apnoti. For him, what is most important? Just satisfying his senses. Na sadhu manye yat atmanoyam. That is why he doesn't know what he doesn't know. That this body, kleshada asah deha, this body is only an abode of misery, full of misery. And why this misery is there? Because of the previous life impressions. Why we have taken birth? Because of the previous life impressions. So this person who is a mad person is into sense gratification. Parabhavas tavad abodha jatu. Yavanna jigyasata atmatattvam. So actually it's not good. Parabhavas tavad abodha jatu. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what he doesn't know. Atmatattvam. That is why his life is a failure. And yavat kriyas tavad idam manovai karmatmakam yena sharira bandha. Because he is not having atmatattvam, that means he doesn't know himself or is forgetting his real identity. What is he doing? He is working for what? He is working for sense gratification. And that is how sharira bandha. He transmigrates from one body to another body. See, if you read now, you have to the sharira bandha till is the second paragraph, second verse. Evam mana karma vasham prayukya. So what should he do? So this vasham, this mind is so much engrossed in the fruitive activity. Avidyatmanya upadhiyamani. That is why he is completely in influence. He is influenced by this ignorance. But pritirna yavanmai vasudeve. He is influenced by ignorance. So what he should do? He should develop love for Vasudeva. Just if he has love for Vasudeva, na muchyate deha yogena tavat. Deha yogena tavat. So what will happen? One gets an opportunity to get out of this bondage of material existence. So even if there is a mad person who is into sense gratification, a little bit he develops love for Vasudeva. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know about his real identity. Nothing. He is completely in ignorance. He is just tied up in his sharira bandha. He's tied up. One body to another body just goes on transmigrating. Even if he has a little love for Vasudeva, he can come out of all these sinful reactions. Okay, read from the next. Therefore, jnana.
From people are mad, Mataji, or next paragraph. Therefore, jnana or knowledge that one is not this material body but spirit soul is not sufficient for liberation. One has to act in the status of spirit soul, otherwise, there is no escape from material bondage. Action in Krishna consciousness is not, however, action on the fruitive platform. Activities performed in full knowledge strengthen one's advancement in real knowledge. Without Krishna consciousness, Mere renunciation of fruitive activities does not actually purify the heart of a conditioned soul. As long as the heart is not purified, one has to work on the fruitive platform. But action in Krishna consciousness automatically helps one escape the result of fruitive action so that one need not descend to the material platform. Therefore, action in Krishna consciousness is always superior to renunciation, which always entails a risk of falling. Renunciation without Krishna consciousness is incomplete, as is confirmed by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.258.
Prapanchikataya. Read.
It's okay, Mataji. You read very beautifully.
You also read.
Okay. Prapanchikataya buddhya.
Wait. I will only read.
Sorry.
Why Sinia going to come? That time you learn. Prapanchikataya buddhaya. Prapanchikataya buddhya. Hari sambandhi vastunaha. Mumokshu viparityago. Vairagyam falgu katyate. So what is falgu vairagi? Prapanchikataya buddhya. Everything is prapancha. His intelligence only tells, but this is prapancha, that is prapancha. You give a wonderful plate of prasadam, they say, oh, this is prapancha. Prapancha means what? This is material. How much you all are eating? You're not eating. You're honoring. There's not a difference. A devotee doesn't eat prasad. Devotee honors prasad. That's why never say somebody, prasad khane ko aao. Prasad paane ko aao. Prasad grahan karo. Honor the prasadam. So in this way, thinking that anything related to Krishna, Hari Sambandhi Vastunaha, he thinks this is as prapancha. Prapanchikataya buddhya Hari Sambandhi Vastunaha, mumukshubhi parityago. So these mumukshubhis, so-called intelligent people, so-called jnanis, so-called yogis, parityago, they give up Hari Sambandhi Vastunaha. That is why vairagyam falgu katyate. That's why this type of vairagya is falgu vairagya, faltu vairagya. Vairagyam falgu katyate. Okay, read. Why Prabhupada is speaking this? Because karma sannyas. This karma sannyas is nothing but falgu vairagya. Trying to give up even Hari Sambandhi Vastunaha related to Krishna, things related to Krishna on the name of so-called renunciation. Okay, read.
When persons eager to achieve liberation renounce things related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thinking them to be material, their renunciation is called incomplete. Renunciation is complete when it is in the knowledge that everything in existence belongs to the Lord and that no one should claim proprietorship over anything. One should understand that factually nothing belongs to anyone. Then where is the question of renunciation? One who knows that everything is
This
Krishna.
is the most important word. What is there to renounce? You should have something to renounce. Isha vasam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Ishopanishad clearly says everything belongs to Krishna. When everything belongs to Krishna, where is the question of renunciation? What you have to renounce? So this is a very important statement. You don't have anything to renounce. Everything belongs to Krishna. Just use it in Krishna's service. Okay.
One who knows that everything is Krishna's property is always situated in renunciation. Since everything belongs to Krishna, everything should be employed in the service of Krishna. This perfect form of action in Krishna consciousness is far better than any amount of artificial renunciation by a sannyasi of the Mayavadi school.
Next. Keyam sanitya sannyasi yonadveshti nashkankshati nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham badnat pramuchyate. Keyam sanitya sannyasi yonadveshti na kankshati nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham badnat pramuchyate. Geyam is, oh Arjuna, first know that Nitya sannyasi, Who is a Nitya Sannyasi? One who does not have any attachment, nor has any hatred. He does everything for Krishna. He doesn't hate anyone. He doesn't love anyone. He doesn't have any attachment to anything, nor any hatred to anything. So that person is actually Nitya Sannyasi. So one who is serving Krishna is actually a sannyasi. Don't get scared with the word sannyasi. If your husband is a devotee, is a sannyasi. You say, hey, he's staying with me. But see, this is sannyasi only. If your wife is completely devoted to Krishna, then she is also sannyasi. Child is devoted to Krishna, the child is also sannyasi. Sattanyasa, in the search of absolute truth, giving up material propensity to enjoy. So that is why he doesn't have any hatred, not has any attachment, because everything belongs to Krishna. Where is the scope for hatred and attachment? Nirdvandva hi mahabahu. That is why he is out of all these things. Dualities. Dvandva means dualities. He is out of these dualities. That is why sukham badnat pramuchyate. So he is completely free, happily. He is really happy. Why? He is free from material bondage. Because he is completely attached to Krishna. If you see 3rd chapter, 9th verse, see 3rd chapter, 9th verse. Yagyathat karma nonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanah tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanga samachara. Yagyathat karma nonyatra. You are doing everything for Krishna. Anyatra. Yagyathat karma nonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanah. Any other thing you do, apart from doing for Krishna, you do any other thing that is going to give karma bandhana. Tadartham karma kaunte. You do it for Krishna, then mukta sanga samachara. You are automatically liberated. How will you do everything for Krishna? Or how the activities is done? That is given here. Na dveshti, na kankshati, nirdvandvo. Come out of all these dualities. I like to do the work. I don't like to do the work. You do everything for Krishna over. You keep Krishna in the center, do everything. I like this vegetable. I don't like this vegetable. I don't like Karelas, but Krishna likes Karelas. So where is the question of you liking? I don't like palak. I don't like this and I don't like that. You should do what Krishna likes. You like it, you don't like it. Your choice has no meaning if really you want to be liberated. That is why here is said, Sukham badnat pramuchyate. Is completely free from the bondage and he is really happy. Real sense. Okay, Geeta, read.
Hare Krishna. Kyeya sa nitya sannyasi yo nadveshti na kankshati nirdvandho hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate.
Bandhat.
Bandhat.
Huh?
Bandhat, no?
Bandhat. Badnat, what you are saying?
Bandhat pramuchyate. Translation: one who neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activities is known to be always renounced. Such a person, free from all dualities, easily overcomes material bondage and is completely liberated, O mighty armed Arjuna. Purport: one who is fully in Krishna consciousness is always a renouncer because he feels neither hatred nor desire for the results of his action. Such a renouncer, dedicated to the transcendental loving service of the Lord, is fully qualified in knowledge because he knows his constitutional position in his relationship with Krishna. He knows fully well that Krishna is the whole and that he is part and parcel of Krishna. Such knowledge is perfect because it is qualitatively and quantitatively correct. The concept of oneness with Krishna is incorrect because the part cannot be equal to the whole. Knowledge that one is one in quality yet different in quantity is correct transcendental knowledge, leading one to become full in himself, having nothing to aspire to or lament over. There is no duality in his mind because whatever he does for Krishna. Being thus freed from the platform of dualities, he is liberated even in this material world. Hare Krishna.
3.3 and 5.4, they're related to each other. Open 3.3. Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Lokesmin Dvida Nishtha Pura Prokta Mayanaka Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. People think there are two paths. Jnana Yoga, that is also known as Sankhya Yoga. This is one path. Karma Yoga, that is Buddhi Yoga. People think this is all two paths. Same thing has been spoken here. These people who think that they are two paths, that is Sankhya is Jnana, don't forget, huh? Sankhya Yoga is Jnana Yoga. Karma Yoga is only Buddhi Yoga. Now it is not that Sankhya Yoga and Buddhi Yoga are different. So Sankhya Yoga Pratak Bala Pravadanti Na Panditaha Ekam Apyastita Partha Samyak Ubhayor Vindate Phalam. So Pratak Bala, they are all bachas. Bala means chota bachas. Children, they don't understand the difference. So here, these people's intelligence is not so mature to understand that Sankhya Yoga, that means the Jnana Yoga. What is Jnana Yoga? Understanding the difference between body, soul, and the controller. What is Buddhi Yoga? Application of this knowledge. When you apply something, there is Karma Yoga only. You are involved activities, isn't it? So these people think these two are different paths. But Ekam Apyastita Path is actually one. One means interrelated to each other. If you have knowledge, then only you will apply. No? Or you can say, when you are applying, you should be in knowledge. Or it will only be in the sentimental platform. If you are serving Krishna, you should know why you are serving Krishna. Oh, I am serving Krishna because I am garlanded every day in the temple. And I am honored in the temple. That means you are doing just because you want some name and fame. So that will become only on sentimental level. And one day, if you're not getting name and fame, you'll just say, all these people are jealous of me. I don't want to go to ISKCON at all. They don't appreciate my activity. And suppose you are having knowledge. You know the difference between body, soul, controller, everything. You know all the difference. But you're not applying. What will happen? You'll start imagining so many things. How must be God? This and that. Speculative. The dry speculators, they are known as armchair philosophers. Only they'll become armchair philosophers. That is why if you are in knowledge, you should apply. And if you're applying, then you should be in knowledge. If you have knowledge, if you don't apply, you'll become a dry speculator. If you are applying, but you're not in knowledge, you'll only become a hardcore sentimentalist. So that has been given. Ekam apyasthita partha samyak ubhayor samyak ubhayor vindate phalam. Very clearly Krishna says that he who applies himself even to one of these paths achieves the results of both. If he is taking this path, he will get the result of that path. This path also, that path also. So they are interrelated to each other. They are not two different paths. The third chapter, third verse, Krishna, what he says? Lokesmin dvidha nishta pura plukta mayana. According to people, there are two paths. And those people are called as Bala in the 5th chapter, 4th verse. They are all small, intelligent children. Sankhya Yoga Pratak Bala Pravadanti na Panditaha. Panditas don't speak like this. Those who are intelligent, they know what is the difference. That means they know the knowledge. And in this way, they apply the knowledge. Okay. Gautam, read.
शान्तयो शान्तयोदो पृथक्बाला प्रवदन्ति न पण्डिता एकं प्यास्थितः संयोग
Samyak.
संयोग
Samyak. There is stop. Samyak.
सम्यक्
Ubhayor vindate phalam. Ubhayor.
विदन्ते फलं
Vindate.
विन्दते फलम्.
Mhm.
Only the ignorant speak of devotional service. Karma Yoga has been different from the analytic study of the material world, Sankhya. Those who are actually learned say that he who applies himself to one of these paths achieves the results of both. Purpose. The aim of the analytical study of the material world is to find the soul of existence. The soul of the material world is Vishnu or the Super Soul. Devotional service to the Lord entails service to the Super Soul. One process is to find the root of the tree, and the other is the water to water the root. The result, the real student of
So
Sankhya
one is to find the root. That is which yoga? Sankhya Yoga. What are the root? Karma Yoga. Sankhya Yoga is also known as Jnana Yoga. Find the root, find the difference, then apply. That is also known as Buddhi Yoga. Application. Okay.
The real student of Sankhya philosophy finds the root of the material world, Vishnu, and then in perfect knowledge engages him in the service of the Lord. Therefore, in essence, there is no difference between the two because the aim of both is Vishnu. Those who do not know the ultimate end say that the purpose of Sankhya and Karma are not the same, but one who is learned knows the unifying aim in these different processes.
Last verse. Yat Sankhya prapyate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate ekam sankyam cha yogam cha yah pashyati sapashyati. Yat Sankhya prapyate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate ekam sankyam cha yogam cha yah pashyati sapashyati. Yat Sankhya prapyate yogam. So what happens? So by means of analytical study, that is Sankhya Yoga, one can easily attain by what can be attained by Sankhya Yoga, that you can attain by devotional service also. Prapyate sthanam, whatever sthanam you get, that you can get by Buddhi Yoga or Karma Yoga also. Ekam Sankyam cha Yogam cha. Ekam Sankyam cha Yogam cha. So seeing Sankhya Yoga and the Buddhi Yoga or Karma Yoga or Bhakti Yoga, whatever, they're all one only. Karma Yoga is only Buddhi Yoga. When it matures, becomes Bhakti Yoga. So seeing that they both are actually on the same level. You cannot say one above the other. Like this it is same. Sankhya Yoga, that is also known as Jnana Yoga, that means analytical study. And when you have this analysis, naturally application of that analysis is known as Buddhi Yoga, that is also Karma Yoga, that's only when matures become Bhakti Yoga. You understanding now? Afterwards, don't ask me in the 12th chapter, 18th chapter, 12th chapter, what is Jnana Yoga? Understand, Jnana Yoga is only Sankhya. Sankhya means counting in the hands. Who am I? Earth, water, fire, air, ether? Or hands, legs, mouth, intestine, genitals? Or something like sense objects? or knowledge gaining senses, or three modes of material nature, or man, buddhi, ankar. Who am I? I'm not this, I'm soul. Then who is the controller of both? It is Lord. Then you apply this, everything belongs to Lord. So let me use whatever I have in Krishna's service. First thing what I have is my own body. So in this way, everything related to this body related things are used in Krishna's service. That is known as what? Jai Shri, what it is known as?
Sankhya Yoga, na?
Huh? When you use everything in Krishna's service, what it is known as?
Bhakti Yoga.
I did not say Bhakti Yoga first. Bhakti Yoga is a matured form.
Karma
Yes,
Yoga.
for that, what it requires? Buddhi, na?
Yeah.
So Buddhi Yoga is only Karma Yoga. When it matures, it becomes
Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga. Okay? So they are on the same level. Okay, Pushpa, read.
Hare Krishna. Yat yat sankhye prapyate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate ekam sankyam cha yogam cha yah pashyati sa pashyati. One who knows that the position reached by means of analytical study can also be attained by devotional service, and who therefore sees analytical study and devotional service to be on the same level, sees things as they are. The real purpose of philosophical research is to find the ultimate goal of life. Since the ultimate goal of life is self-realization, there is no difference between the conclusions reached by the two processes. By Sankhya philosophical research, one comes to the conclusion that a living entity is not a part and parcel of the material world, but of the Supreme Spirit whole. Consequently, the Spirit soul has nothing to do with the material world. His actions must be in some relation with the Supreme. When he acts in Krishna consciousness, he is actually in his constitutional position. In the first process, Sankhya, one has to become detached from matter. And in the devotional yoga process, one has to attach himself to the work of Krishna consciousness. Factually, both processes are the same. Although superficially, one process appears to involve detachment and the other process appears to involve attachment. Detachment from matter and attachment to Krishna are one and the same. One who can see this sees things as they are. Hare Krishna.
Okay, we'll stop here. Any questions you can ask. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji. In verse number 4, purport, it was mentioned that the soul of the material world is Vishnu. So how do we understand that? Mataji?
Yeah. Garbhodakshai Vishnu. You have three Vishnus. Karadakshai Vishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Shirodakshai Vishnu. Shirodakshai Vishnu is a Paramatma for every living entity. But for the whole universe, it is Garbhodakshai Vishnu.
Okay, Mataji.
And for all the universes together, Karadakshai Vishnu. Paramatma means one who knows everything. So a particular universe is known by the particular Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Garbhodakshai Vishnu is present in every universe. As many Brahmandas, so many Garbhodakshai Vishnus. They enter in each Brahmanda. And then as many living entities, so many Shirodakshai Vishnus. So Shirodakshai Vishnu is one only, but appearing in many living entities. Whereas Garbhodakshai Vishnu is only one, but appears in many Brahmandas. The soul of all universes is Vishnu.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Very good.
Any other doubt? So stop here. So start studying from introduction, because the sixth chapter will come immediately. There will be examination for you. Just 1 week gap will give, not more. Don't say I want study leave, this leave, that leave. Start solving the questions. Pushpa Mataji has already started. She has finished the 4 chapters. You have question bank with you, your book with you. Start studying. We will not be giving more than 1 week gap. Don't say we want 1 month study leave. No study leave, nothing. Start studying, start memorizing the shlokas which is there in that handbook. From there, only 2 will be asked. Don't think all will be asked, just 2 will be asked. Any 2. That also choice is given, just see, any 2. So study any 2 and keep. And if if the examiner's head cracks, then he may ask something, some his choice. But that doesn't happen generally. It only happens to rough and tough students. Those who are like Aditya, then will be asking anything from anywhere. But who are like Bola Bala, like Aruna, then only any 2. So keep memorizing any 2 verses. See that you're answering all the questions. It's very easy. Just go through. And nothing is going to be asked outside. Everything inside only. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I just had
Yeah.
one question. The exams, what time do they happen, Mataji? I have a time difference. So,
It happens same time.
same time, Mataji, 8 to 9 India time.
Yeah. 8 to 9, 9:30.
Chalega, हाँ.
Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
Panchakrotayavam Pavanadu Vishnu Brahma Vishnu Gandhi Jai.